Hey, this is episode 13 of Manga Masterclass, where I go through every single manga series I've ever read in alphabetical order, and in this video, I'll be doing something a little bit different. I'll be talking about every one-shot by Yoshihiko Hayashi, the author of Mama Yuyu, because the next series I was supposed to talk about was Doku wa Haku, which is a one-shot, and I had the idea to include all their one-shots in a single video. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, the first one-shot that I'll be talking about is the one that I was supposed to talk about next alphabetically, Doku wa Haku. I'll be saying their English names from now on, aka Talking to a Wall. This one-shot was the next work after Mama Yuyu was cancelled and was published on January 10th, 2025, and when I was reading it, I kept thinking that Yoshihiko imagined himself as the MC, but from all their one-shots, for me, this was definitely the most forgettable one. Art-wise, it was fantastic. As usual, when it's Yoshihiko Hayashi doing the artwork, and the story progression was great, but it was the ending that left me quite disappointed, to be honest, but it was still pretty good. Anyways, let's get on to the next one-shot. Next up is My Sister, My Stuck Butt, and Me. It's his newest work. You can still read it at the time of recording this video for free and legally on the Manga Plus app. Now, this probably has the most unique concept from all of Yoshihiko's works. While reading, I had many questions. Mainly, how does a person even come up with this kind of thing and then make it into a one-shot and publish it? Like, it was fun and interesting and well executed, but some pages of this one-shot, let's say they were very questionable. But I actually really liked the sisters' bond. It was kind of weird, but in good nature. I could understand the little sister because even if no one says it, everyone is expecting the same kind of result / amazing things from her in general because her sister is such an important person. I mean, she's been winning a Nobel Peace Prize every year since she was 13. I actually liked how the big sister had trouble showing emotion. It made for an interesting addition because the little sister, as well as us, couldn't really ever tell what she was going to do. This was probably between my two favorite one-shots between Yoshihiko Hayashi. There's another one-shot that I really liked. But moving on to the next one-shot, it's actually Yoshihiko Hayashi's best rated work that has enough votes. It's A Pie in the Sky. Now, before I say anything else, I think about this one-shot way more than literally any other one-shot mentioned in this video. Its ending made me really fucking sad when I was reading it. Or I guess not sad, but it was very bittersweet. The character design for this girl is probably the original design for Elsia from Yoshihiko's only manga serialization, Mama Yuyu. I mean, they're so similar. Anyways, I keep thinking back to this one-shot because Sumika pretty much lost her purpose in life after she couldn't play the trumpet anymore. I'm not going to say why, in case someone wants to read this soon, but it's a really sad reason. I like the idea for this one-shot too, and honestly, I think this could have become a fully fledged manga, but not for very long. I guess something similar to a silent voice manga, like not stretching out the plot unnecessarily and fulfilling all the main plot points. That's how I'd imagine a full manga for this. Anyways, the next one-shot is Lovely Runners High. This was Yoshihiko Hayashi's first one-shot, and honestly, you could tell. While the story was good and the paneling was great, as typical for him, I mean, look at these. This almost feels / looks like a movie. It was the art that made it obvious that it was his first work. Most of the time, it was just fine, but this page in particular comes to mind when I think of this point. While it's not the only page that has this problem, it's the one that's stuck in my mind the most. If you don't know what's wrong with this, it's the proportions. The proportions are totally wonky, but from all of his one-shots, this probably had the second most satisfying ending. God, was the main character awkward. The girl was trying so hard to make a conversation, but she just couldn't. But all ended well. Anyways, on to the last one-shot. Stick around, there's a bonus round. It's learning to draw a goofy face, stick figure, and undies. Now, this is a heavy contender for the weirdest category among his one-shots. But the ending for this was so satisfying. I think Yoshihiko Hayashi literally wrote the perfect ending for this. I cannot think of a better way to have ended it. In short, I really fucking love the ending. I also love the story for this one so much more. And the concept was pretty interesting. The only weird part was the main character at times. The art and characters and character expressions were done masterfully. I would comment on this more, but I want to save it for the final bonus segment. Which, speaking of which, I'll be splitting this segment into two parts. First, I'll tell you about the unpublished one-shot that he made. Pretty much, after he made his first one-shot, Lovely Runners High, he made another one-shot the same year, which actually won a Tezuka award, but for some reason was never printed, not even in Japan. It's called Octakill, and there's literally like 3 mentions of it on the internet and 1 picture, so I literally can't comment on it because I haven't been able to read it. But for the second thing for the bonus category, I wanted to rank all of his one-shots according to me. Fine, I'll also have a separate ranking for overall readers. Actually, I'll start with the overall readers. In the last fifth place is surprisingly his newest work, My Sister, My Stuck Butt, and Me. Yeah, I feel like now is a good time to mention that for the overall votes, I could only see 2 one-shots rankings because the others just didn't have enough votes, so I had to calculate them myself. But this is one of the 2 one-shots that I actually could see the rankings for, and it had an average score of 6.64. But taking 4th place is his first work, Lovely Runner's High, with an average score of 6.76. I find it interesting that his first work is slightly higher in ratings than his newest work. Alright, taking bronze is A Pie in the Sky, with an average score of 7.05. This is the other one-shot that I could see the ratings for without calculating myself. But the rest aren't actually that far ahead in rankings. Second place is taken by Talking to a Wall with an average score of 7.07. I find this ranking surprising, as in my list, it will be in a completely different spot. But taking first place is Learning to Draw a Goofy Face, Stick Figure, and Undies, with an average score of 7.13. Before I somehow manage to spoil my own list while talking about this one, I'll immediately move on to my personal ranking. Taking last place is Talking to a Wall. Easily. It was mainly the ending which dragged it down for me. It left me feeling totally unsatisfied. Just outside the top 3, 4th place is taken by Lovely Runner's High. The story was good, and the only thing that kind of made it 4th place and not another one-shot was the art. Otherwise, the story was on par, or maybe even better than the 3rd or maybe even 2nd place. Speaking of 3rd place is taken by A Pie in the Sky. Honestly, deciding between 3rd and 2nd places was really fucking difficult. Like, I already knew 1st place before I even started writing the script, but I wasn't sure which to pick for 2nd and 3rd place. But I finally decided on 3rd place being A Pie in the Sky. The reason I chose this as the 3rd place is mostly because the 2nd place just had a much more interesting premise. Also, I fucking hate bittersweet endings. 2nd place is taken by My Sister, My Stuck Butt, and Me. The concept and execution for this were both done incredibly. It was so interesting to read, and I was so interested in everything that was happening, even the stupid shit. And honestly, there's so many unexplored plot points that you could do with a full manga. Like those characters that appeared like pretty much at the start. Pretty much after the dragon appeared, we just don't see them anymore. There's so much potential for this. But the one shot to top it all off was Learning to Draw a Goofy Face, Stick Figure, and Undies. Honestly, 1st and 2nd place aren't even close. This was by far my favorite one shot from Yoshihiko Hayashi. I already mentioned some of the main points of why. For example, the ending. That was incredible. And the characters and their feelings are illustrated so incredibly. Like, you could understand exactly how the character was feeling. But as a little addition to that, shortly, the overall reader's opinions and mine are quite similar. In fact, 3 out of the 5 rankings were the same. Those were Lovely Runner's High both at 4th place, A Pie in the Sky at 3rd place, and Learning to Draw a Goofy Face, Stick Figure, and Undies at 1st place. Only Talking to a Wall and My Sister, My Stuck Butt, and Me were swapped. 2nd and 5th places. Alright, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like and subscribe. And this was episode 13 of Manga Masterclass, and in the next episode of Manga Masterclass, I'll be starting a new letter, E. Wait, I don't have any manga starting with the letter E. I guess let's do F then. So, in the next episode of Manga Masterclass, I'll be talking about Tatsuki Fujimoto's success before Chainsaw Man, Fire Punch. And if you've watched this far, I know you like Yoshihiko Hayashi's works. So you can click on either one of these Mama Yuyu videos that you see on screen now. They're both very old, but I think they're still good. In fact, I made one of these videos while Mama Yuyu was still serializing. Anyways, once again, hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!